God says, "Get ready to hide your face in me, because those who have built up a pit for your soul will be caught in their own net and will fall into the trap that they have made for you." Despite everything that has happened, my unwavering hand is still unfurled, for I will not abandon you in the place that you are, and in reality, I will not abandon you in the person that you are. I am going to transform you and mold you into a more perfect representation of my image. As far as God is concerned, it is not about you, rather, it is about me. Let self-consciousness and self-referral go and anchor yourself in the identity of I am that I am, for I am on the inside of you, militating and proceeding to war against the false witness and those who have rewarded evil for good and those who rejoiced when calamity touched your life. So stay in the place of walking in love and moving in love, for love is who I am, and in love you will never fail, says the Father. As of today, the Father has informed you that a program to clean up your life is currently ongoing. You will experience revitalization and metamorphosis as a result of this, which is a component of the molting process. You will have a renewed enthusiasm for life and a longer lifespan. As a result of all of this, space is being created for my glory to appear in significant ways, and it will also boost capacity and energy, as well as develop a thirst for more. In this time of transition, it is imperative that you communicate with me and work together to complete this process. God states that we have the option of doing it the simple way or taking the long road. Let's take the path of least resistance, since the path of least resistance can be challenging and even unpleasant at times. I will show you blind spots and point out specks in your eyes, so be teachable and follow directions. I will show you blind areas. Your heart will be filled with little pockets of sin and areas that you have not confessed, and I will bring them to the surface. The Father encourages His children to immediately repent and to be willing to let go of their attachments in order to avoid falling short of my glory and to limit their influence. We invite you to join us on a retreat, where we will be away from prying eyes and predators who may take advantage of your vulnerable state and interfere with the procedure. Allow me to investigate your heart and make changes to your behavior. I will make a pure heart inside you, and I will refresh a right spirit within you when I do this. It is going to be a heart of gold that loves without conditions and is empathetic toward other people. One that is an accurate representation of me, because I am love, God says. That is the one. Follow these procedures to the letter, and let's get this process over with as soon as possible rather than waiting till later. The Father assures you that you will emerge from the new season revitalized, and full of vitality. According to what the Father has spoken to us today, the gavel of divine justice is about to fall in your favor. This day, I have concealed you from the contention of tongues by enveloping you in the cloak of my love and hiding you from them. Take hold of the shield and the buckler that I have provided for you in the Spirit, and know that you will not be harmed in any way, not even a single hair on your head will be burned by the fire that you are currently traversing. I have heard you in a time appointed, and today I stand up to help you, to confuse and put to shame those who design your injury. You have asked, you have pleaded, you have interceded, and you have petitioned, and I have heard you. I have given them time and space to take responsibility for their actions, and I have given them years to change their way of thinking. However, I will not wait any longer, because I will not allow the mercy that I have offered them to result in cruelty being committed against you. The Father states that this is the hour of chastisement and correction, thus it is recommended that you remain in a position of humility. Maintain the ability to be corrected. Maintain your own self-control, not demanding punishment, but at the same time keeping an open ear to receive all of the guidance that my Spirit is providing you with. Who are those adversaries? What if they were? This is something that I have told you in the past, forgive, let go, and bless. Allow me to handle them. If you are unable to forgive them, you will find yourself suffering unnecessarily as if you were not forgiven. If you are unable to free even your most evil adversary, then the chain will continue to be attached to your ankle. I have made up my mind to bless you, but if you are unable to bless your adversary with a heart that is genuine and honest, then all of the blessings that I have in store for you will be withheld. Therefore, I urge you to bless those who have taken advantage of you, lied to you, and taken from you. By doing so, you will ensure that you receive your own benefit and launch yourself into a new blessing place in my kingdom. This day, the Father says, when you walk in the midst of trouble, I will be with you. What does this mean? Be assured that I am working everything out for your benefit, regardless of how it may appear, even when it seems as though you are trapped in a corner with no other way out. Even in the most difficult of situations, I am able to move because of your faith. Things that appear larger than they actually are in the mirror are a reflection of your faith. There is substance in faith, faith is real, and faith has the potential to expand if it is nourished of my word. It is also possible for faith to become frail and shrivel as a result of a lack of my word, which simultaneously brings about doubt, skepticism, and dread. You should instead concentrate on what I am doing rather than what is happening around you. If you are being guided by my spirit inside you, you are not unaware of the techniques that the devil uses to manipulate you. The manifestation of my powers via you will begin at a higher degree than what you have experienced up until this point. This is what is necessary in order to carry out the actions that Jesus did, as well as for greater works than those. In order to accomplish this, you will need to have more trust, more confidence, and more bravery. You have to be completely convinced that I am able to fulfill what I promised, both in your life and in your life, through the assistance that you provide to other people. Christ-likeness is the aim that we strive for. You were created in my image, and as a result, you are made from the stock of God. When I told you to seek my face, your heart responded by saying, "The Lord, I will seek your face." For when you are in a difficult situation, I will conceal you behind my protection and place you on a rock that is elevated. During the time that my mercy and grace are on full show in your midst, your head will be lifted above your enemies all around you, and you will offer the sacrifice of praise with screams of delight. Today, the Father tells you that you are not a captive of futility any longer. It is not a gloomy view at all. It is the enemy's desire for you to believe that it's all over, but dearly beloved, I am just getting started. This moment marks the beginning of a newfound fruitfulness for you. I am working my way to you and working through you to bring you to a completely new place, a new depth of honesty in my spirit. I am working through you. On this day, you are being blessed with a season of favor that will allow you to enter a more profound place of grace and permission. God has granted you authority to do this. On the contrary, I am a lenient Father, despite the fact that Satan wants you to believe that I am not one. At the same time that I am granting you permission to come into a new place inside me, I am also granting you space to discover who I am in you and to you. Today, I provide you new permission to ascend to a higher position inside me. I am giving you this permission. I want you to know that I want you to be my delight and my own particular possession, says God. Make your way to me. That is not the case. I am not trying to conceal myself from you. I will assist you in locating myself. Liberation. I provide you the liberty to investigate my affection and my favor because I am yours. Step into the rest of the process of not trying and simply being. Acquire the skill of allowing yourself to be absorbed by simply being who I am in you and through you. I invite you to come, since this is the life that exceeds all others. I extend to you an invitation to enter into my presence. Placing your head on my shoulder will allow you to take a deep breath of my peace and release all of your anguish and sadness. I am your healer today. According to God, I will heal you today from all of the sorrow that you have in your heart. On this day, the Father declares that if one person died for all, then all of us are dead. For the sake of all of humanity, as well as for you specifically, I sent my Son to meet his end. The sentence is carried out as intended. As a result of the fact that it has been carried out, the adversary no longer has any control over you for the same reason that he had control over my Son when he was being held captive. God declares, I am releasing you from your captivity. Do not confuse the truth that I am with the facts that are descriptive of what is happening around you, regardless of the specifics that may be involved. The cost has been borne. It has been paid in full. Come in here. I invite you to enter by faith and to appropriate the spontaneous manifestation of everything that I have purposed in you and promised you via my promises. The Lord tells us to leave. Take a step out of Chronos and into a Kairos. Chronological time always says, not yet and not now. You are not called to frustration, rather, you are appointed to appropriation. You are not a child of frustration, rather, you are a child of appropriation, which means that you have the potential to receive those things that are yours in Christ and yours in my kingdom. This includes my heart flowing to your heart and shifting the axis of your life until everything that the enemy is doing shifts away and everything that I am doing springs up to dominate and bless you and bring you into the very manifest destiny that I have called you to. Give in to it. Please take it. Make my promise your own today, says the Father, for I am not in any way denying or delaying you with regard to my promise. In today's message, the Father tells us that the gavel is about to fall in your favor. Although you have been attacked, misunderstood, condemned, and criticized, you should be aware of the fact that the truth will always prevail over the falsehood. When it comes to your circumstance, the truth, my truth, the truth that is who I am, wins over the evidence and triumphs over the accuser. Some people believe that I have abandoned you or that I have left you in the control of the oppressor. In the circumstances that you are in, there is nothing that could be further from the truth than who I am. There has been a deliverance. We are now in a new day and at a new moment. In your life, the clock of favor and the calendar of blessing has been reset for a new breakthrough, so you should anticipate it and expect it because you will not be denied an opportunity to make progress. When I said in my word that every promise is yes and amen, who will find a way to contradict my affirmative response in your life? Say to your soul, soul, a delay is not a denial. Do you find that your conscience causes you to feel offended or threatens your faith? Therefore, I am more powerful than your conscience and I am aware of everything. At this point, it is time to quit making poor decisions and judgments based on little knowledge. I command your eyes to see, and your mind to think with the mind of Christ. I say to you. I say this to you. And because I am in you, I am working my work and thinking my thoughts in order to bring about a tremendous deliverance and a watershed season of overturning in the enemy's camp where you are concerned. What the Father says today is that you should have faith in the positive report that I have established in and around you on this day. You are moving ahead into the portion that has been reserved for you since the beginning of the world, and boundless favor and blessing are pulling you forward into this portion. You are experiencing blessing and favor, and you will experience it once more. Even in a split second, I will make up for the things that you have misplaced by bringing them back to you through the power and grace that I possess. Take no sorrow. Do not be disheartened by the fact that it is fading away. Instead, revel in the things that have already come into your life and those that are still to come. It is possible that you are being influenced by viewpoints that do not look beyond the material world. Is it necessary for you to obtain a fresh perspective on the spiritual truths that I have demonstrated to you and instructed you in? God urges you to get back on your feet. Return to the depths, where my deep appeals to your deep to bring you out of many seas and establish your goings as I bless and continue to bless you above all expectations even to this day. Turn away from the narrow worldview of faithlessness and return to the depths. Today, the Father states that a great number of people have misunderstood me. I am not very concerned with dates, trees, or other material things in my life. We are not concerned with possessing things, rather, we are concerned with the things possessing you. The more you concentrate on things, the more likely it is that you will be let down. Are you getting a lot of praise from your Christmas tree? A difficulty would arise from that. Do you make an effort to adorn your house and put on a show during the holiday season so that all of your neighbors may see that I am, in fact, the reason for the season? The date does not matter. What matters is the reason for my arrival, which is that I have come in both the Word and the Spirit of my Son. Celebrating the birth of Jesus, also known as Emmanuel, is something that I take pleasure in doing because I am with you. The holiday season is a time when a great number of individuals reach out to one another. Imagine if everything were like this every single day. That would be the dream. To the extent that I have extended peace and goodwill to everyone, may it also be extended from you to those who are in your immediate vicinity. There would be no conflicts or anarchy if everyone participated in that activity. You should not exert yourself and concentrate on things that are not truly important. It is the specifics of your actions and the reasons behind them that are important. I have never stated that I despise Christmas trees or those who you believe to be living a sinful lifestyle. The things that I loathe are a haughty look, a lying mouth, hands that spill innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked fantasies, feet that are swift to go to trouble, a false witness that speaks lies, and he that sows strife among brethren. Evil and everything that would strive to take, murder, or destroy you are things that I despise. The reason I have come is so that you can have life, the sort of life that Zoe has, the kind of life that God has, life that is more plentiful, and life that is so full that it overflows. Oneness, harmony, and serenity are the outcomes that come about when one is filled with love. These are all things that I am, and as you begin to yield to my spirit on the inside of you, you begin to think in the same way that I think, and you begin to experience my results, which are joy that is beyond description and full of glory. I have placed the exact representation of my person within you on this day, says the Father. I have done this specifically for you. Even at this very now, I have encircled you with the splendor of my glory in order to blind the adversary and cause him to fail in all of his plans that he has devised against you. It is not possible for the adversary to take you as a victim because I am with you. In order to restructure your situation and put you in a position to triumph over the task that the adversary has set against you, the substance of things that you have hoped for but that you are unable to perceive with your senses is now manifestation. During this day, I am bolstering you with the word of my power, says God. Due to the fact that I am the God of everything, everything belongs to you. Considering that I would not withhold anything less than my Son, my only begotten Son, how could I possibly keep anything less than that from you? The answer that I will always provide to your cries is yes and amen. Because I loved you so much, I continue to give, and because I love you so much even now, I will continue to give. Because I will never change and because I will always be who I am, I will continue to contribute whatever I can. There is no exclusion for you. I am not furious with you or doing anything to reject you. Rather, I am endearing you with the reality of the work that Calvary has done to change you, heal you, and transform you even to this day. That it is assigned unto man once to die is something that the Father says today, but I have the ability to cancel that appointment whenever I want to. There is going to be a generation on this planet that will be taken up into their eternality without having to go through the process of graveyard burial. In addition, the graves will be opened, and each and every one of my children who passed away in the hope of a better future will be resurrected to a new life and a new anticipation. This is the measure of solace that I would offer you in regard to those who are sleeping and have passed away, and this is the hope that I would offer you in regard to your own journey with me. God states that you are more than the sum of the pieces that make up your whole. My home is within you, and I will remain there till the end of time. When that day arrives, all of the transitory aspects of this life will be replaced by the everlasting nature of my kingdom, and you are now a participant and a partaker in that kingdom. You will be a partaker and a participant in that kingdom. This is your coming up, and the time when you are coming out calls out to God. You are emerging from the confines of restriction and entering the new creation realities of who I have made you to be as a child of my kingdom and an inheritor of the possession of Calvary that you have purchased. You are not a child who has been disinherited. You do not have to accept a fate that is destined to be disappointing. In the same way that I have nourished and sustained you in the past, I am doing the same thing for you right now. My default state is one of increase, and my increase is increasing you with the increase of God, which is so powerful that it overwhelms all of the schemes of hell that would weaken you in any manner. I, the Father, declare that this is your part, and that I am the source of your righteousness. The Father has spoken to us today, saying, I have placed you as a seal upon my heart so that you may know the love that I choose to love you with. In order for you to be able to feel the explosion of my power, which alters every condition that you are facing, I have placed you as a seal onto my arm. In order to ascend into that paradise that I have prepared for you here on earth, you must first depart from the house of your father and the terrible taskmaster of the earthly life. Embrace the completeness of my all-in-all reality within you, which controls every scenario and circumstance that the enemy would use against you, and give yourself permission to be released from the deception of materiality now. I have placed my seal onto your forehead, despite the fact that the adversary has attempted to mark you. Through the intercession of the saints, I have touched your lips with the coals that have been extinguished from the altar that is burning constantly in front of me. I have called you to be more than a pursuer of my person, rather, I have caught you up into myself so that you may live out an as in heaven so on earth reality this very day, declares God. I have called you to be more than a pursuer of my person. There is no awareness of this in the religious culture. According to God, this is the hidden manna, as well as the bread of life that I am, and it is this that maintains and nourishes you in every challenge. According to what the Father has revealed to us today, your life is more than what can be discovered in the realm of the natural or the physical. The origin of your life is in me, and it is perpetuated and maintained from my throne. It is not to be decreased in any way. This is not a day of diminishment or loss for you. Rather, it is a day of increase of the promise and outpouring of my goodness, which will surpass any pain and sadness that would assault your heart. I invite you to take a deep drink of my delight and to accept my fullness, which is coming to you and filling you with the essence of who I am and who I died to be on the inside of you. I went away in the work of Calvary so that I could bring you out of the illusory disappointments of the natural world and into the eternal and unshakable realities of righteousness, joy, and peace that are your lot and are, in fact, the most fundamental truth of my kingdom. I did this so that I could bring peace, joy, and righteousness into your life. You are the source of my abundance, and my life is full with plenty. According to God, I am all about life and living life to the fullest capacity. That where I am, not merely where I shall be, you may also be, in light and love, and a posture of strength that the adversary cannot assail or conquer. I went away and prepared a space for you. I went away preparing a place for you. I have given you this share, and I am the source of your righteousness. In this day and age, the Father instructs us to place our faith and trust in me, rather than in the idea that you will be assisted by false circumstances until bliss arrives. On the inside of you, I have established my lordship, and I have brought about my delight. You will not be ruled by your emotions, and you will not be ruled by emotions. My Spirit will serve as the guiding principle that directs you into the all-in-all that I am on the inside of you even as you are living this day. God instructs us to accept no substitutes. Refuse to let yourself be misled by anything that appears to provide promise but ultimately results in nothing but emptiness. The teachings of limited reality should be accepted, and the eternality of my goodness should be embraced. It is my goodness that will bring you through any challenges you face and ensure that you will not be rocked. God advises that you should not be afraid of what may be coming upon this earth. You do not belong to this world, rather, you belong to my kingdom. It is not impossible for you to have hope, and you are not without assistance. For those who are not in possession of it, the outlook may be gloomy, but, for you, the day of darkness is like a day of morning spread on the mountains. It makes everything new and compels you to embark on a new path of divine favor that alters the situation and allows you to emerge from a dry ground in life like a root. Embrace the Davidic promise that is pouring over you at this moment. Take a deep breath of the privileges that Calvary has to offer, and let go of any feelings of disappointment, because I am not the God who brings disappointment, rather, I am the God who brings fulfillment and transformation to you in a single instant. I will maintain you and bring you through to the place where you will be blessed, even though the entire world is falling apart around you according to what the Father has said today. What is it that you are attempting to protect? Does it have any ties to the past? The events of the past are not your lot. There is no such thing as the present. Through the power of my presence and my Spirit, I am taking you out of the void of culture, color, creed, and dogma and into the vibrant life that I have for you, which is the manifestation of the substance of everything that your heart hungers for. Repudiate the easy replacements that are made from natural items. I have instilled in you a desire to learn about spiritual matters and to learn about my kingdom. You will bring about the manifestation of everything if you tend to yourself there. My presence and my kingdom are flowing to you and out from you into the situation and the circumstance, and things are speeding up as a result of this. This is something that I have decreed for you to walk into at this hour, and not everyone will understand it. Additionally, not everyone in your immediate vicinity will accompany you into it. Rely on me to determine the outcome. Learn to see through rather than merely with your eyes in order to properly perceive the might of my kingdom and the angelic forces that are gathered around you, which will make your destiny secure and your joy full even in a moment of time. You will see the fulfillment of everything you have prayed for in the depths of your heart if you step out of time and into eternity, says God. By doing so, you will enter the essential nature of my promise. The Father states that the word of faith, when combined with the prophetic word of the Spirit, creates a tremendous and impregnable force in your life. This force that begins in your thoughts and is unleashed by your words and the actions that accompany them, including prayer, is a force that cannot be broken. It is not the case that you will be aware of everything in advance or have a complete understanding of the situation. If this were the case, you would not require trust. Be willing to take the next step and be receptive to it. For those who are lacking in understanding of my word, it is necessary to strengthen their trust in this area. It is important to keep my word in front of your eyes so that you can concentrate on it throughout the day and night and observe to do what is written there. Because the battle you are engaged in is not against flesh and blood, but rather against principalities, powers, and authorities of the darkness that exists in this world and spiritual evil that exists in heavenly bodies. My share of the fight is to achieve what you set your hope on in accordance with my word, and your part is to keep your faith and be able to move forward at the appointed moment. The word and the spirit are complementary to one another. Revelations will never be able to take the place of my word, and my word will never be able to take the place of the spiritual revelations that come from inside you by my spirit. Both are essential pieces of equipment for your arsenal. When you have an abundance of my word within you, your faith will reach a level where things will happen when you express them verbally. The level of faith that you have in your life will determine how the Spirit moves in your life. When you make an effort to get the Word of God into your heart by keeping it in front of your eyes, in your ears, and coming out of your tongue, you are fulfilling the purpose of this endeavor. You will then be able to make your way prosperous, deal sensibly, and achieve a great deal of success. In the presence of faith, the angels listen to the sound of my word that is emanating from you. The only way for this to occur is if it is already there within you. The ransom was paid, and I have placed my spirit within you. I have provided you with the appropriate amount of faith and my word. You have had time during the lockdowns. Where have you invested your time? Because of the amount of time you devote, you will receive a greater number of revelations and breakthroughs. You have the ability to take things to the next level today.